Welcome back. We're going to go over Ruel the Huntsmaster, the hardest hitting champion in the game. This guy hits way harder than Trunda does, and I actually put books into him today because we can only use Dark Elves in this new Dragon tournament that's about to start. I don't know if the rewards are going to be worth it, but I wanted to see how hard this guy could really hit. And after looking at his multipliers, he has the exact same multipliers as Trunda, but if 4 or more enemies has a Hex debuff up, he's going to ignore 25% defense, which already makes him hit harder than Trunda. Plus, he has higher base attack than her, about 88 or so more attack than she does. And if an enemy has a Hex debuff on them, we're going to do 10% additional damage. This guy hits like a beast. You just saw the clip before coming in. Let's go try him out. There's Ruel's information above me. This is his calculated damage with hitting twice, 13,000. And if we go down to Trunda, it's around 12,000. If we go to Magdar, it's around 11,000. Of course, we do have to get the Hex debuff up, and then we get a 50% turn meter increase. We have to loop back around. So there is a condition to this. It's not as nice as having Magdar with his 11,000 damage, calculated damage, but we can't increase Magdar's damage. That's why he's great, but he's also limited because we can't do an increased attack. We can't do an increased defense because he does damage based off of HP. But with these champions, with Ruel, we can get that increased attack on him and the damage just skyrockets. So if you don't know this spreadsheet, it's always in my videos at the bottom. Let's get into the run that I'm going to do for this tournament. I did have to change some things out. It wasn't working the first time. I recorded a whole bunch of videos, but I wanted to kind of show you the process, but I'm not going to now. I'm not going to show you the process I did. I had these same exact champions. We have both of these for my clan boss. Painkeepers at 242 speed, 2 of them. Yes, the speeds I have on all these champions are probably pretty fast, but I need them to be fast so we can loop through and get that wave 2 down without dying. Then I had to change her because I did perfect runs with Xavi and the whole crew going through there, but everybody died at the boss. Nobody could stay alive. So I changed her to a regen set so she could be the last person there by herself if she needs to be and kill the boss. Just the same thing we do with Kale. But with Xavier, we get this sweet attack lead to help Ruel out to do even more damage. And then we're going to get decreased defense, guaranteed increased attack with our Ghostborn. And we're going to reset, and we're using all Dark Elves. Rewind that. Just a second ago, I went into this match with 2 Painkeepers above. They both have 242 speed. They're for my unkillable clan boss teams. They're a little bit different depending on what I need. But if you have an unkillable clan boss Painkeeper, use her for this event. She's very good. I'm going to bring in Vizix. Everybody's got a Vizix. We can provoke that wave 2. I don't know why it's not working. All day today, 2 Painkeepers were working just fine. Now when I went through, the speeds weren't proper and we were dying on wave 2. We won't have that problem with Vizix, right? If you're running Vizix through here for Dark Elves for the event, use her stage 20 through 25, wherever you want to. She will slow speed and provoke that wave 2. Man, we missed all of Ruel's damage. Ruel, when he hits Master Hexer, is hitting for 300,000. That's both hits, right? 160-something thousand on one, 180,000 on the second. It can get pretty nutty if he hits it. If he hits Helm Smasher. Let's see what he's going to do here. Is he getting ready to go? Watch these hits. 177 on that one, 162. So over 300,000 as long as he hits Helm Smasher. And then over 200,000 total for it. He just destroys the waves. I'm not trying to get you to level 1 up. But for this event, it's pretty fun to break out a champion that I don't use. There are too many other champions in the game that hit comparable to him that don't need this Hex debuff. I mean, it is nice that we all get that increased accuracy. We even get it on him before he tries to apply the Hex. But it's too much conditional stuff, right? But he does do, I mean, his passive also makes it so their resistance is lowered, their speed is lowered, everybody does more damage. So he's got a lot going on for him for a Hex-based champion, more so than any other Hex-based champion out there. And he can hit this boss even really hard on that A2, the AoE, with an increased attack or without it, as long as this is up there. Look, 161,000, the other one, so almost 300,000 on those 2 hits. I know I'm sounding exciting, 1 minute, 34 seconds, like he's all that, but he is. He's actually a really good champion. He's just hard for a lot of people to use unless they have really good gear, really good team comps, and they can just blow through these waves. Or in Arena, he's really difficult because if we get that Hex up, which we have to have really good accuracy to do that, we have to loop back around to get that hit. We have 50% turn meter increase, but we have to loop back around after we apply that Hex and then hit them with that A2, unless we bring somebody else to apply Hex, which we're going to get more Hex-based champions, so who knows in the future. In the future, we could bring in somebody else, right? We just do our Prince Kaimar, put everybody night, and then we put our Hex up, and then we have Ruel just come in there and light them all up. I'm sure eventually that's what we're going to do. Let's bring over here, just for the event, let's bring a Kale in here. We're going to take her out. We'll bring Kale, and we'll just let it fly. I'm not worried about setting up the skills. I am a little bit worried that we're all spirit champions coming into Magic. But it's stage 20, man. Stage 20. Look, Ruel doesn't care. Stage 20, weak hits. We don't even care about it. We're going to get weak hits with our Ghostborn and then also Ruel. But as long as we can make it to the boss, Kale will solo this boss. And he's got 176 speed, lifesteal with War Master. So we can heal back all that health. Now, if you wanted to go somewhere around 176 to 200 speed also with the regen set, that would work too. It's really up to you. And you know, as long as you get your Kale there, you're going to solo it. Man, Ruel does not care. He's going to tear through it all. But I don't even think anybody's going to die because this is stage 20. And stage 20 is pretty much easy for people at in-game. I know you might be struggling, you might be coming up, and you might want to do this event. So do stage 20. There's nothing wrong with that. You'll get really good gear as long as the rewards are worth it for the event, which we'll know in a few hours. But by then, I'll probably be in bed with the family or I'll be playing New World. One of the two. So I'm trying to get this video done so I can try out New World. New World just came out. I see everybody playing it. I pre-ordered it a long time ago. Ashes of Creation, we pre-ordered that like a year ago, it feels like. All of these games. So we're going to try it out and see if it's all the hype, right? Get into some dungeons, which I hear it's not dungeon focused, and then PvP. All right, enough about that. We're doing Raid Shadow Legends. So if you want to join me, join our Discord and get in there and play with me. Easy, right? We didn't even lose anybody. Stu, you didn't even show Kale soloing. Let's look at what I've got on all these champions. We've got a Xavia that I changed up to a regen set so I could make sure she could solo on stage 25 because the first time I was doing it, we didn't have Vizix in there and she was dying really quickly and everybody died. We just went in there with a glass cannon with those 2 Painkeepers, and then on stage 25 Dragon, he would kill everyone. So now she can solo it by herself. It's weird to see Xavia in a regen set, I know, but we're using Dark Elves, right? All Dark Elves to get through this event. Here is the rule. 6,766 attack. We've got a 100% chance to crit, 278 critical damage. We are in critical damage and savage set, ignoring 25% defense. Plus, if we ignore an additional 25% defense and then hit Helm Smasher, we ignore 100% defense, which that's why we're seeing those insane hits. Plus, we do 10% additional damage here. So he's set up with attack, critical damage. We've got attack here, critical damage, of course, and then attack on this one. And we don't need that much accuracy. Look at the accuracy we have down there. We have 138. But we're getting 50% additional accuracy, which is making it so we can get all these debuffs up in PvE content. We're getting maybe right at 200. Actually, we probably need a little bit more accuracy, but maybe we pick up a little bit with this ability here that we're not seeing, and we're fine. Because it hasn't seemed like it's been an issue at all, not going through PvE content. And then the Kale I showed you earlier, if you want to use him to solo through this event, you can get him there with pretty much anybody. I mean, Dark Elves have so many good champions to get you there. Where's Kale? That once you're to the boss, he can take care of it. So I do have him in War Master because we're going to heal off this lifesteal gear. And I had to take off his boots. He was too fast. This is the actual Kale you just saw at 179 speed, no boots on. We've got HP, defense here, HP with defense, resistance, we don't need this. All we need is accuracy, but we already had the accuracy needed. I tried to dumb him down. I really did try to dumb him down a bit. I took off the speed boots and all the rest. So that's all you need to do. You don't need to have a crazily geared Kale. Just get HP or defense on here. I prefer more HP heavy for dungeon runs like this, but defense is fine as well. Some defense, get him the speed he needs, and then get these masteries. That way, if everybody does die, he gets a little bit more speed on the boss, and he'll start going 2 turns to the boss's 1 turn, and you'll get up all the poison debuffs. You'll heal back from your War Master procs, and you'll do fine in this event. So let me know your thoughts on this event. Pretty soon we're going to see the rewards, so I'll leave a comment in this video about what the rewards are, if they're good or not. I wish you all the best of luck on your summons if you are doing this event for the next 48 hours, and I will see you all on a video soon.